You probably know him from the movie Braveheart. The face-painted, kilt-wearing hero screaming freedom right before his execution. But how much of that is the real William Wallace, and how much is just Hollywood magic? Let's separate the man from the myth. First off, let's get the big one out of the way. That iconic blue face paint? Yeah, that was a Pictish tradition from centuries before Wallace was even born. And the kilt? It didn't become a popular Highland garment until the 16th or 17th century. The real Wallace was a lowland knight, not a Highlander, and would have likely worn a simple linen tunic. So the image we have in our heads is already a bit of a fantasy, but the man himself was very, very real. William Wallace emerged as a leader of the Scottish resistance during the First War of Scottish Independence against King Edward I of England, also known as Longshanks. Unlike many Scottish nobles who were playing politics, Wallace was a commoner, a man of the people, which is what made his rise so remarkable. His most famous victory was the Battle of Stirling Bridge in 1297. This wasn't a head-on clash in an open field like in the movie. It was a masterclass in strategy. Wallace and his co-commander Andrew Moray used the narrow bridge to their advantage. They waited patiently as the overconfident English army, with its heavy cavalry, started to cross. When about half of them were on the Scottish side, Wallace gave the signal. The Scots charged, cutting off the English advance and trapping those who had already crossed. It was a slaughter. A small tactical Scottish force had defeated a much larger professional English army. It was a stunning victory that made Wallace the Guardian of Scotland. But his luck didn't last. The following year, at the Battle of Falkirk, Edward I came for revenge. This time, Edward had a secret weapon, the English longbow. Wallace's spearmen formed defensive circles called schiltrons, which were almost impenetrable to cavalry. But they were sitting ducks for the thousands of arrows raining down on them from the longbowmen. The Scottish army was decimated and Wallace had to flee, his reputation in tatters. Now here's where the conspiracy theories kick in. After Falkirk, Wallace disappeared for a few years. Some say he went to France and Rome to plead Scotland's case. But how was he eventually caught in 1305? The official story is that he was betrayed by a Scottish knight, John de Menteith. But why? Was it for money? Was it a political power play? Some theories suggest that Scottish nobles, including Robert the Bruce himself, might have been complicit, seeing Wallace as an obstacle to their own ambitions for the throne. We'll probably never know the full truth. What we do know is that his end was brutal. He was taken to London, declared a traitor, and subjected to one of the most gruesome executions imaginable, hanged, drawn, and quartered. But in death, he became something more powerful than he ever was in life, a martyr. His defiance inspired Scotland to keep